Hello friends, and welcome to the next video. In this video I want to talk about a very interesting rudiment, which is the flam tap. Flam tap. Very, very cool. Okay, first of all, I just want to thank again to everyone who's sending in super thanks and watching the videos. I am very honored that you guys trust me with your drumming life and are interested in what I have to say. It's very, very nice. I love all the comments, so please keep them coming, all right? So we're in the studio today here. I'm in front of the kit because I just think it's important to touch on these small technique things to help you in your drumming. Most of all, remember, because I want you to stay healthy and not get tendonitis or injure yourself in any way. So that's why I'm always, insisting on everybody learning the rebound stroke properly. The rebound stroke, as you know, is something that's like lost in the shuffle of drumming culture. It's really strange, and I think it's because, this platform and the internet in general is just really filled with young guys that have never really gotten a chance to study with hand masters or study at all. and they just put out stuff that's crazy, information that could be very, very damaging to people in the long run. So I think it's important to talk about the rebound stroke because it's well, as you know, it's something that I learned a lot with Murray Spivak and Richard Wilson and Freddie Gruber and the hand masters of that time back then. As if it was like 100 years ago. It wasn't, but it's important to touch on these things also because drumming is a thing where traditionally information was passed on in person. You handed down the information to the next guy and it went like that. Now we don't have that anymore, and it's a YouTube, which is a great thing. It has kind of replaced that culture, which is a bummer to me, because it eliminates the personal contact with people. But this is great because I can reach a much wider audience in a shorter period of time and perhaps help people to prevent injury in a more efficient way. Okay, so, and also to play, because as you know, the rebound stroke gives you access to vocabulary that you won't have if you're just doing stickings. That's literally impossible. Okay, so I want to talk about the flam tap now. All right, I had a teacher who was always walking around, always walking. Whenever he had a chance, he would do flam taps. And I didn't understand why. Why does he like that rudiment so much? Flam taps. And I would try to do it. I could not get any speed at all. It was super awkward to me as a rudiment, right? The sticking was just so hard. Flam tap, flam tap. It was really hard until I started, realizing, well, the rebound stroke, again in this case, is going to be the thing that changes everything. So when you do a flam tap, what are you doing exactly? You're doing 3 notes per hand. And my teacher, of course, he was a jazz drummer. And what's that? Spang-a-lang, 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 right? That's why he loved the flam tap so much, because it was really giving him a workout for the ride cymbal, and of course this hand is also beautiful to work it together. So the flam tap is a very, very interesting rudiment that can give you a lot of benefit, all right? So just the sticking part, okay? The sequence. Remember, the sequence is the way the sticks fall in the timeline of the rudiment, all right? So flam tap, flam tap, flam tap, flam tap, flam tap. Now, whichever hand is taking the main accent, that's where the tap follows. okay? If you do it real rudimentally like this, you know, the flam, obviously, a grace note, you can start in position 2 here. 1, 2, neutral. And this hand starts position 1, flam, okay? The opposite hand, just the opposite. So flam, tap, okay? So flam, tap, flam, tap, flam, tap. Now, in the rebound stroke, okay? It looks a lot different, right? This is the choreography. So accent is going to bounce, and the third note you get on the way up, okay? So remember, it's 3 notes per hand. And of course, it's 1 movement per hand. It's not 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, okay? 1, 2, 3. No, it's 1 movement per hand. And you have to flow those 3 movements, okay? So you see, I'm not going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2, 3, okay? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now you may see some movement from here if you're doing traditional grip. It's just that the thumb is getting moved by the motion of the stick. But I'm not going like this, okay? Very important to note. I'm not using finger control. I'm just bouncing everything. Now, the issue is to get it to flow both, with using both hands. One thing is just doing 3 notes with 1 hand, but getting this to flow is the issue. So on the way down, right, you want to move these hands at the same time. So as this comes down, this one goes up. Okay. Again, when you're doing the exercises super slow like that, the main thing is the choreography. It's not about metronomically perfect in time, all the notes. Okay? You are learning the choreography. You're learning how to move, how to create the phrase from moves. Okay? And you'll see, again, it's not 1, 2, 3. It's 1 move, 3 notes. You see that flow? Okay. As you can imagine, that's going to help you with relaxation because you're getting 3 notes out of 1 move. So I'm a little better at this rudiment with traditional grip. Don't ask me why, it's just the way it is. Some things you're going to be better at traditional and some things better at match. That's just, depends on how much time you put into each thing, I guess. So now when I increase the speed, okay, I'm going to increase the speed. Watch what happens. everything becomes smaller, okay? The faster you go, the smaller the moves become. Now, it's important to stay relaxed all the time, of course, like I've said many times, and in order for you to pull this off. Any kind of tension, any kind of tension you feel in your arm or fingers like that, you have to be able to detect when that starts to build up. And what I like to do is use like a yoga kind of a philosophy, which is, you can't really do this, but you breathe into the tension, So it sounds a lot different too than that. I'm really concentrating on flowing, the motions as much as possible, and to get a nice relaxed phrase, which is the most important thing, okay? The benefits of this rudiment, of course, are if you're going to be playing jazz. That's why my teacher loved that rudiment. It's very nice, and perhaps you could find other uses for it too. Of course, in my warm-up, this is a warm-up I always use, you guys know about it. Right? There it is. The flam tap. That's why I included it in that phrase, because it's a phrase that really loosens you up and helps you get in touch with everything that's going on in the rebound stroke. Okay? So, if you have any questions about that, please don't hesitate to write. It's something that you always have to work on. Remember, the rebound stroke and all these technical things are things that you're always going to work on. It never ends in your drumming life. And if you've been playing a lot of gigs, or you're on tour, and then you come back and you've discovered you've built a lot of weird habits, and that your technique is, kind of weird, especially if you've had to play hard and get a lot of power, and you may have developed some weird things. So it's always good to get in touch again with the subtleties, so that your body can stay healthy. All right, mainly, that's it. And of course, you can throw these phrases on the kid and etc. We're going to get into that some more later. So, okay, now another thing I just want to mention briefly. If you talk to a lot of these older guys, they don't know any rudiments. Like, a lot of them didn't know rudiments. They were playing music most of all. They didn't nitpick the heck out of the paradiddle and accent the second note of the diddle and all this stuff. And, to me, doing that stuff, if you don't have your musicality together, is a complete waste of time. If you have a teacher and he's showing you all this stuff and he's not making you play music, and he's not explaining how to play music and playing music, there's something wrong in that relationship. You really have to think about music all the time and how to function on the kit in music. All right? Remember, a lot of these guys, even they admit they don't know, they don't pay attention to rudiments. And it's something that you really have to keep in mind, okay? Whether you can do all this fancy stick control stuff and really fast, no musician cares, okay? They care about your musicality, which is a whole other story and takes a long time, and you have to develop your ear, and you have to do a lot of patient listening, and it's a whole other kind of discipline, all right? So now, again, the main reason I want you to learn rebound stroke is that you stay healthy, all right? You don't suffer from tendonitis. I'm getting a lot of emails from guys with severe tendonitis that they're playing really fast, especially metal guys or whatever, and they're suffering, their hands are getting destroyed. So I can't emphasize enough the need to go back and check out the subtlety of these things, so that you can play the rest of your life. I just saw the Mike Tyson fight with Jake Paul, this guy Jake Paul, I guess. And it was a little bit disappointing to me because Tyson lost, But it just goes to show you, there's the physical side of things, and then there's the technique side of things. While Tyson lost, he was still, technically, he had all that knowledge behind him, and he was able to last, or 8 rounds, whatever, how many rounds it was, with a much younger fighter. I guess he outweighed him a lot too, and had a big, longer arm reach, right? But he was able to last. And in drumming, of course, there's that side, the physical side, but also there's the musical side. And you can play music if you do it right until you're 80, whatever. I mean, look at Roy Haynes. Roy Haynes, man, he just passed away. Roy was such a beautiful cat, and even he didn't care that much about rudiments, but he was one of the most recorded drummers. I mean, what an amazing career. Look at that career. Okay, that will give you another idea of why I insist on doing things this way, okay? Music should always come first, and playing safe, okay, playing in a healthy way is something that will guarantee that you can play for a long time, allowing music to come into your life. If you get cut short, from an injury, which I've seen happen over and over and over, hundreds and hundreds of students across my career, I see them suffer like this, and it really kills me. And all they had to do was just take care and use the proper things like rebound stroke. I didn't get to them in time. They came with the injuries and stuff, and it was a real bummer. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and you got a lot out of it. And again, thank you so much for all the great comments. Some great drummers around the world are checking in on the channel, and it's a pleasure for me to interact with you guys. Remember, if you want to do a hand consultation, I'm doing those now. Those are very popular at the moment. $100 for an hour. You use Skype or WhatsApp or whatever platform you want. The lesson site is waiting for you. Only $200 for the entire year. Okay, with me as your coach on the site, a massive lessons library, one of the biggest in the world. Okay, then we have the Elite program. The Elite program is cranking. I'm going to play a video from the Elite program after this. You can watch it. Keep watching, please, if you want to check that out. And we have Drummers Intensive Day Malta in January 22nd until February 3rd. That's when I'm going to be in Malta. So if you want to join us, just write me and I'll send you more information about Malta Drummers Intensive Day. Okay, cats. See you soon. Thanks for watching.
Hi friends, I'm here to tell you about an exciting new program I have on my lesson site. It's called the Elite Program. In this program, you're going to be working with me very, very closely while I guide you through the entire site. The Elite Program, why do I call it that? Because I'm searching for the most dedicated people to study this material. If you want to be a professional drummer, you're going to have to change your life. You're going to have to put drums ahead of everything. And I'm here to make sure that that decision is something that's going to benefit your life in the most positive way it can. Some websites have guest artists that come in and show you some stuff for about an hour and then they leave and you never hear from them again. You're stuck with the guys on the site that may or may not have much experience at all. In this program, you're going to be working with me directly, 3 hours a day for an entire week online, okay? We're going to be having conference online, video conference, 3 hours a day for a week. In this week, I'm going to guide you through everything, prepare you. I'm going to watch you play. I'm going to watch you practice. We're going to work together on things in the moment, okay, which is very important. Now, why the price, you may ask? Well, an online video session with me usually costs $270 for 2 hours. A private lesson with me in New York costs $100 an hour. A lot of guys charge a lot more than $100, maybe $200, $300 an hour. My price is $100 an hour. I think that's fair. So if you take that many hours with me, okay, 7 times 3, that's 21, that's $2,100. The price of the course is $1,900. So you're already saving $400 by doing it this way. $400 savings. Plus, you have the full year membership to the site with email support, Skype support, and everything else. This unique study situation has been brought about by the technology we enjoy today. Before, you would have had to travel to New York, hang out with me, come to my house, you know, have all those expenses of going to New York, which many guys have done. But now we can do things in a much more, let's say, efficient basis, more economical, and a way that you can be constantly in touch, not only having me in New York there while you're there. Okay, so this is, I think, an amazing opportunity to study. I've taught at some of the best drumming institutions in the world. That's not something that everybody can say. And I have all that knowledge right here waiting for you. If you're serious about your drumming, the lesson site is there. And I'm there as well, ready to make sure you get the most out of the drumming experience and having drums in your life. Okay? I hope you'll check out the Elite Program. The most innovative curriculum there is comes from having the experience from teaching all over the world, drummers at every level from the highest drumming cultures on the planet. What you're going to need to participate is a way to interact with me online. You need to have a drum set up with your camera, your phone, or whatever. It has to sound halfway decent, and a good Wi-Fi connection so we have uninterrupted streaming. Now, as far as the price goes, if you use PayPal, you can break up the payments. PayPal offers you a variety of ways you can pay. You can use your credit card, and if you don't have access to those things, just write me and we'll figure out a way. But this is a very important program and I think you're gonna love it. It's not a common opportunity to study drums, so I hope you'll take it and make the best of it. All right, folks, see you on the Elite Program. Peace.